back to FlexCandle, where we read the candles and flex the moves. I'm Flex, and today we're diving into a full top-down analysis on Bitcoin. We're going to start from the higher time frames, work our way down to the lower time frames, and check to see if we find any good setups. Now remember, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. You're responsible for your own trades. Always do your research and trade at your own risk. All right, guys, let's hop into the charts. And we're starting off here with the weekly candle. Today is Saturday, about 3 p.m. Eastern time, and tomorrow is the candle close. For those of you that don't know, the candle closes Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So right now, this candle that we're seeing is looking very bullish. The stochastics are still on the way up. We still have a lot of room to come up and drag up here, and we're getting very close to this past local top, which is approximately at 110. Now tomorrow this closes. A lot of things can happen from here to tomorrow. We could even go higher, or we could even go lower. As long as we stay above the 21-day moving average, which is currently at 92,232, we are bullish. And you know that actually, if it drops all the way down there, it sounds a little bearish, because we're right now we are at 103,000. But to remain bullish, we must stay above that. Now, something that could be of a concern, again, we need to anticipate the moves before they happen. Once the stochastics comes up here, you know that they're going to have to start coming down. But where will the price of Bitcoin be? Because if we only make it here to this local top, I'm seeing a scenario where this could be an M pattern. 1, 2, M, and then from here we drop down, measured move, and then all of a sudden we see ourselves trying to come for this 200-day moving average. You know what I mean? Obviously that will take a lot of weeks to play out, but we have to be careful because we don't know if this could be the top. I don't think the top is in yet. I think the top might be coming in sometime around September, October, but anything could happen. We have to have our minds open for that. Now, a bullish scenario that I see is that could this be a inverted head and shoulders, where we come up to 110, then we start coming down to make the right shoulder, and then we blast off later on during the fall. So let's see what that would look like. If this ends up being a head and shoulders, head, shoulder, we go up to 110, boom, then the measured move to this would be all the way up at around 143,000. So that's also a possibility, and that will take us more maybe towards July, September, around that area. So there you go, guys. I'm giving you a bullish and a bearish scenario that we need to be worried about, just in case. You never know what could happen once we reach 110. We're definitely going to have some type of resistance. I doubt it's just gonna shoot straight up to 140. So we have to see there. We can end up coming down a little bit and then going back up. Now let's take a look at the daily time frame. And on the daily time frame, the stochastics were on the way down and they reversed back up again. Are we going to come up here, drag around for a little while just like we did here, and then come down? That's possible. That could take us to 110, maybe beyond 110. Something that's bullish is I'm already seeing this starting to flag out a little bit, and we are starting to get away from the 21-day moving average. Here on the daily, it's at 95,318. So remember, if we get too far away from that white line, we're either going to have to stall and go sideways, or we're going to come down and test that white line again. So everything's not super bullish right now, even though it looks bullish, because there still could be a lot of sideways actions that happens, or we could still, you know, come down a little bit. So we have to be careful for that. We take a look at the 4-hour chart. The 4-hour chart, the stochastics are starting to come down, which, you know, we're a little bit far away from the 21-day moving average. This one's at 101, 193. So this one looks more likely that we could either tap here or keep on going. We do have to wait for the stochastics to turn around here and then start coming back up. Now, if you remember in yesterday's episode, I made 2 flags here. I didn't know if this was going to go straight or if it was going to start coming down. So I drew out 2 flags, and as you can see, it's perfectly tracking this first flag. So now there's no need to have this falling wedge looking flag anymore. So as we can see, we have a red candle here that is going to close in about 45 minutes. The stochastics are pointing down, so it's possible we come down to touch that 21-day moving average at around 101. Maybe we got down to like 102 or 101,900, and the white line keeps coming up and we catch up with it. So that's a possibility. Right now today, I don't know if I see Bitcoin, you know, doing any all-time highs, but it's possible because things are bullish. Okay, and the measured move to this flag, if it ends up playing out, is currently at 111,650, let's call it. So again, they will end up breaking the all-time highs and then some if this flag does play out. We take a look at the 1 hour. The 1 hour is good here in this flag, broke out a little bit, came back in. We're still tracking here, but we are below the 21-day moving average, which is currently at 103,369. So we're kind of losing it a little bit. We're testing the 50-day moving average. So the 200-day moving average is very important here. This is at 97,861. We want to stay above this as well. The stochastics are on the way down, but we could still drag here for a little bit. Let's take a look at Bookmap to see what they think. And Bookmap is app that kind of shows you where people have their orders set up to sell, where the liquidity is going. So right now, as we can see up here, the darkest red is all the way at the top at $105,000, and then we have another big order at around 104,500. So these are possibilities that we could move up there. There might be some resistance, and then maybe we can continue consolidating, going sideways from 105 to 103 until things get a little bit more bullish. Some news, something comes out, the 21-day moving average catches up to the daily or to the 4-hour chart. Maybe then from there we could blast up somewhere to 110. So overall, guys, what I'll be saying is that I see Bitcoin holding its position right now. If we end up dropping down, probably to test 100,000, 101,000, around that area, maybe staying in the 102 area and going sideways enough so that the 4-hour chart could catch up to the 21-day moving average, and then from there probably go a little bit more sideways, and maybe even tomorrow for the weekly candle close, you never know, we might be a lot higher. All right, guys, so that's the breakdown. If this gave you clarity or a setup to watch, do me a favor, like, drop a comment, and subscribe. And if you have a stock or crypto you want me to go over, drop it in the comment section. This is FlexCandle, where we read the candles and flex the moves. Catch you on the next chart.